So go ahead and take a breath, please. And feel your feet flat on the ground. If you want to stand up, go for it. I'm standing up. I'm actually outside too, so really if you want to go outside, go for it, as long as you don't feel self-conscious about, meditating and outside. So with your feet hip distance apart, really bend your knees a little bit, and we're just going to start with a little bit of breath work. Go ahead and breathe in, bending your knees and raising your arms up above your head. Exhale, let your arms drop and let go. Inhale, big inhale. Stretch those arms out and up, and then exhale, straight down, let go. Inhale, arms above your head. Exhale, drop them, let them go. Shake your arms out a little bit. Roll your neck. Start to get that tail wagging a little bit. Your pelvis moving. Start to just move those hips in any way that feels good. You can start in a figure 8 if you'd like. So in the course of this last year, I gave birth to my daughter, Amara, about 10 months ago. So I've been in this sleep deprivation tank and running my business and having 2 children under 3. And so this is a bit of a sloughing off. I needed to slough off a bit of energy, even though my heart's full and life is good. Energetically, there's been a lot of transformation personally, a lot of transformation globally, a lot of transformation in my family, in community, with all of you, everyone I talk to. There's just lots of transformation. And I love transformation. I'm definitely a transformation junkie. So just taking note, how are you in relationship to transformation? It's always good to notice. And another way to ask is, how are you in transition? I've really gotten to look at this quite a bit, having 2 children, small children, and a 3-year-old especially, watching how he is in transition and how I am in transition as well. I love transformation, I love change, but I'm not so good in transition from one thing to the next. It takes me a long time. It's a little bit hard for me to go from one thing to the next, and I notice that in my child as well. It's always just an interesting question to ask yourself. How are you in transition? I know a lot of people that have a hard time traveling, moving from place to place, transitioning, getting out the door. So, still moving those hips. Start to add those arms in, please. I'm doing a nice figure 8 motion and letting my arms flow side to side. I'm moving my shoulders with my hips. Get it to be a nice full body motion. Bring in your breath, please. Reaching those hands above your head. Get bigger movements with your arms, really stretching the arms, opening that heart, please, as you shift your weight from side to side, from foot to foot. Arching that heart, your breast towards the sky. Big circles with your pelvis, with your hips. When we can really own the base of our bodies, men and women, when we can really own the base of our bodies, we have a tremendous amount of power accessible to us. So really coming in and doing a little bit of a bounce with your body and letting yourself come in to the base of your body. Shake that butt. Shake those legs, move those legs, letting yourself descend, feeling the weight, the density of your physicality. Rebirthing, birthing anew, is always a reset. Always a reset. Keep moving, right? Keep moving from one foot to the other, switching your weight from one foot to the other, moving those arms, big arm movements still. Swaying, finding the sway in your body, this rocking motion, side to side. Rebirthing is like a reset. Starting anew, starting again, starting fresh, resetting. To reset or to rebirth. Think about birthing. Think about birthing and we all have birth. To be here, we all had to have the initiation of birthing, going through birth. In the veils of unconsciousness, we're very sick in the first years of our lives. So just noticing as you're in present time, here and now today, say hello to any sick unconsciousness that you might be experiencing in your life these days. Just kind of clouds, or where you want to tap out, where you want to disassociate or disconnect from something going on in your life. It often can be large chunks of cloudy white unconscious energy hanging out in your aura and also hanging out in your body. Unconscious energy on a physical level often feels like numbness. So just taking a scan of your physical body, where do you feel any numbness in your body? Is the base of your body numb at all? Your genitals? Might be because you're holding a lot of unconsciousness there. It might be a space of vacancy in your body. So maybe put your hands on the base of your body, please. One hand on your crotch and one hand reaching behind on your tailbone of butt. If you can reach all the way through and grab both hands, they're touching, you're kind of cupping the base of your body, feeling your perineum, your anus, your vagina, your lingam, your penis, as you walk down the street. Hi, neighbors. I am really outside. Good thing I really don't give a shit. Say hello to the base of your body. And then bounce up and down. Bounce, rock a little bit. Up and down on your feet. My feet aren't hitting the ground, but I'm bouncing a bit on my feet, feeling the weight of my butt, my behind, my hips, my legs. Letting yourself get into this part of your body physically. Feeling it. Good. Breathing into your genitals. Then go ahead and put a grounding cord on. Visualize and anchor a root from your genitals, from the base of your body, for women from your womb space, down, into the earth. Straight down and feeling physically, you can straighten those legs. Feel the strength in your legs as you press into the earth. Make it very physical as you press into the earth. Expanding your toes, stretching your toes wide open, feeling the balls of your feet on the earth, and then put your big toes, your heels, really having great articulation in your feet, connection to the earth. Squeeze those your glutes, your butt muscles, and really with this downward energy, shooting your energy downwards, you're grounding downwards into the earth, sinking downwards into the earth. Good. And breathe once again. Inhale up over your head, stretching open your heart. Stretching, arching that heart open as you bend your knees a little bit and stick your butt way out behind you. And again, bounce a little bit on your feet. You can feel yourself sinking into your skin, sinking into your bones, sinking into the physical flesh that you are. Some of us were born and have never fully come into our bodies. Some of us have never learned how to fully occupy the skin that we were first born into in this lifetime. Isn't that amazing to think about? Think about your childhood for a moment. Did you feel very embodied as a child? Was there ever a point in your life where you felt very physically embodied into your skin? What happens for many of us is, in the times when we're supposed to descend into our bodies more, like puberty and different points throughout our childhood, we are so sensitive that we take on so much energy that the energy kind of gets stuck in our bodies, and then there's nowhere for us to go. There's nowhere for us to descend into because our bodies are full of energy. So, because it is my birthday, let's say hello to our mothers for a moment. Good old moms. Love my mom. It's good to love our mothers. If you don't love your mother, truly, I'd really suggest working on that until you do, unraveling that karma, that energy until you do. If it takes a whole lifetime, that's something worth doing, even if you had the Wicked Witch of the West as a mother. Really finding the space of love. So, create a big rose out in front of you, especially out in front of your genitals, out in front of that emotional space. Our genitals are very much connected to our emotionality, our sexuality, our emotionality, and also, lo and behold, our money. Put a rose out in front of your genitals, please. And go ahead and just start to welcome any unconscious energy that you may have held or still might be holding of your mothers from your childhood, your birth. Let it go into the rose. Shoot that rose out into the center of the universe and destroy it. Blow it up. I really physically feel relief when I create and destroy roses. Because I can feel the energy releasing out of my body. And the more you practice embodiment, the more you practice energy work, the more you will physically feel energy. Your knees slightly bent. Roll that pelvis, roll those hips in a circular motion. What the heck, let's do our dads, just 'cause they made us. Keep a movement going in your body. Can you find a movement as you're releasing? The more you move, the more it wakes up the base of your body, the more it wakes up your genitals, the more it starts to get your sexual creative energy going. Just keep moving that pelvis, keep rocking it, keep dancing, if you will. You don't have to be moving your feet, and start swaying your arms. When you add your arms into it, it starts to activate your heart energy. Starting with the pelvis, feeling the pelvis and stacked on top of the legs, and then add the heart, add the arms, and it'll open the heart. If you want to open your heart, move your arms. Create a rose out in front of your heart for your papa, for your father. And any unconscious energy that is hanging out in your space from your dad, so you can see your dad's face in the rose, and just start to let any unconsciousness move out. It might be accumulated in your auric field, in your physical body from your father, all the way from present time, all the way back to your birth. November 6th, 1975. I was born at 9:43 in the morning. And the one thing my mom always said to me about my birth was that there was a window in the room, and she gave birth to me, and then she looked out the window and it was all pink. And I came so fast that the doctors weren't even there. Go ahead and just let any of that unconscious father energy just magnetize out into the rose. Send that rose out and destroy it, please. Blow it up. And then shake it out, shake it out, shake it, shake it, shake it out. Move those arms, bounce those legs. Roll the neck. Can you feel your genitals a little bit more? I can definitely feel my yoni a little bit more since we started this meditation. So go ahead and find, just for a moment, find a pleasure anchor in your body. What a pleasure anchor is it's a place in your body that helps you feel good. It's a pleasure spot. Most people have many pleasure spots. So go ahead and just start to rub your body. Rub your hands over your skin. And I want you to start to find the spots on your body that are pleasure anchors. It might be very easily. A given easy one is your genitals. Hello, neighbors. I'm behind my house right now. But get curious about where else you might have a pleasure anchor. Your wrists. My wrists are pleasure anchors for me. Neck, ears, my forehead is a pleasure anchor for me. Because I hold a lot of tension, a lot of energy gets built up in my sixth chakra because I use it a lot. So just go ahead and find the pleasure anchor in your body. And can you just take a moment right now and feel the physical sensation of pleasure for a moment, please. Pleasure helps us anchor into this moment. Pleasure helps us anchor into our skin and into our life. If you're ungrounded, if you're not present in your life, if you're having a hard time, you probably need to experience more pleasure in your physical body. So the hips are one of the main gateways of pleasure. Everything between the hips is what creates a tremendous amount of pleasure in our bodies. And then all the other points too that you find. So if you're having a hard time in your life, if you're stuck in relationship or money or your business or with your children or family or karma or whatever, I really strongly urge you to activate more pleasure on a regular basis in your life. Find the feeling of enjoyment and pleasure in your physical skin. Dancing, sex, massage, body work, rolling that body, moving that body, and feel free to sit down whenever you want. I'm pretty clear mine needs to be a bit of a walking, moving meditation. Are you feeling a little bit more present as you find your pleasure anchor? Find your pleasure anchor and just let yourself have this moment. We don't need to let go. You don't need to figure anything out or dive deep. You can just anchor into feeling good for a moment. Good. So we're all going to do, I always do a life review on my birthday. So we're all going to do a life review. Just looking where you are in present time. Really, a life review is validating where you are in present time versus where you've come from. The journey, validating the journey. And I always like to notice overall themes of my life and really find and say hello to the energy that I really am proud of or really validates who I am in present time. I like to find it throughout my entire life. So I really like to validate my ability to stay connected to energy, my ability to stay rooted in spirit. And I like to go through and kind of go backwards from present time all the way back to my birth. And I validate how I have done that all my life, even if I wasn't aware of it. In my childhood, I did that. In my teen years, I did that. So find one thing about yourself that you can really validate or honor in yourself or feel proud of about who you are. And just take a moment and you can draw a line from present time all the way back to your birth. And even in hard situations or rough periods of your life, these things, these energies that you can validate, like to validate who you are, can often be found in those hard times as well, but usually they're just not being noticed. So notice them for a moment. I've been, since I have 2 little kids, I've been regressed quite a bit in my life. I've been really in a lot of my childhood pictures and energy. And it's really easy for me to see how I was so sensitive, how I was so tuned in, that it got me buried a lot and in fear and in trouble actually a lot in my childhood. But it was really just because of my connectivity to myself as a spirit and not having enough spaciousness. Just reviewing what you admire, appreciate about yourself, and bringing it all the way back through to your birth. And the next thing we're going to acknowledge on our timeline from present time all the way back to our birth is that word spaciousness. To me, and from working with thousands of people now, This is the only work I've really ever done in my life professionally, ever. I started this business when I was 20 years old. I'm 39 years old today. The one thing that I have noticed that really hinders or helps people become stuck in any aspect of their lives is they don't have enough spaciousness. They don't have enough space to do or be who they are here to be, or do what they are here to do. One of the number one things people have trouble with is they don't have enough spaciousness, either externally or internally. Not having enough space internally means you're holding on to too much shit for everything and everybody else around you. And therefore, you don't have enough space to do what it is you're really here to be doing. Externally, if you don't have enough spaciousness, my childhood reminds me of this. I didn't have enough spaciousness in my childhood to be able to validate my gift. There wasn't enough spaciousness to include who I was as a spirit, because my parents just had their lives and what they knew, and life went on. And it wasn't like they were trying to smother me or deny me anything. They just didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. So I didn't have enough space to fully stay connected to my gifts in my childhood, even though I did, for the majority, stay connected to them. It's pretty remarkable. Just noticing in present time, just say hello to your life in present time. Do I have enough spaciousness to be who I am here to truly be on a soul level? Do I have enough spaciousness to love how I really want to love, to manifest how I really want to manifest, to create how I want to really create, to be a mother or a father the way I really want to? Do I have the spaciousness I need to manifest my soul's expression? And I kind of turn, actually, so I created my timeline from out the left side of my body. So from my left shoulder out the left side to the left from my body, I created a line all the way back to my birth. So I'm going to turn and face my timeline. And I want you to imagine breathing into your timeline. You can, if you're standing up, you can put your feet hip distance apart. My arms are already going. Start to imagine breathing spaciousness into your timeline to the person that you were through your 40s, through your 30s, your 20s, your 10s, your teen years, your childhood. Imagine that he or she has all the space to always stay connected to her power, to his power, to her light, to her magnificence. You can tap that little girl or little boy that you were on the shoulder and let them know you're totally taken care of. You're totally set. You're totally connected. You are okay. And really, just for a moment, validate and give that your past total spaciousness. Imagine that all around you, energetically, you have enough space. Emotionally, you have enough space. Physically, you have enough space. You have all the space you want, need, and desire. So that all of who you are in spirit can descend into physical form. There's enough space for all of you to arrive into this lifetime. Say hello to that in present time. Give your body in present time. Think about the present time landscape of your life. Think about the present time experiences that you are living in right now. And imagine that in all of your present time relationships, encounters, experiences that you have all the spaciousness you need right here and right now. I'm walking in a circle. I'm waving my arms and flapping my arms like a crazy person all around my aura. I'm fluffing my aura. I'm helping my aura to release with my own hands and my own arms. As you imagine that you have enough spaciousness, where in your field might you not have enough space that you need? Where are you holding excess? Well, for me, it's a lot in my chest and my heart and my shoulders and my neck. I have all the space I need so that I can receive all the support I truly want in my life. I open up to receiving more in this moment. I open up to being held in my life more fully, and I'm swinging my arms throughout my around my pelvis and tailbone. Support is often connected to our base, our first chakras. So if you are looking at having all the support, like I just said, you have enough support in your life, you have all the space you need to receive support and be held. If you're following me, that's a first chakra issue. So really move any energy off of your butt, your anus, your tailbone. Be right behind your eyes in the center of your head. That's super important because we're going to be swirling and moving all around your space. And so you need to anchor into behind your eyes in the center of your head. That is your anchor point into your body, into your consciousness. The center of your head is the bridge between you as spirit and you the body. You have all the spaciousness you need to receive the love you want, need, and desire in your life. To have the partner you want, need, and desire in your life, even if you're married. Can you open up and give more spaciousness so that you can receive and give the love that you really want to? Did you ever notice that we get in ruts of giving love a certain way or withholding love in a certain way? One of the things that I believe really kinks up the universe is when we believe there's any reason to withhold love. Any reason to withhold love, it kinks up the universe. It kinks up the flow of our life force energy in some way. It doesn't matter if it's about right or wrong or good or bad or evil or holy. When we withhold our love, the flow of our love, it fucks things up. So can you let your love flow in this moment, in this body, in your life? Can you give your heart enough spaciousness to flow, to give more fully in your heart? That's why I wanted to do this call, because I just wanted to give more. Can you give as much as you want? And then can you receive as much love back? That's a hard one for a lot of people, men and women. Can you receive all the love you want, need, and desire in your life? Letting go of what is in the way of you receiving all the love you want, need, and desire. Imagining your threshold of your container. You're expanding your container. You're expanding your spaciousness so that you can receive more in it. You can receive more love. You're not going to control it. So releasing control. Control inhibits the flow of anything, really. Control freezes us, sticks us, keeps us stuck. Spaciousness. Spaciousness, spaciousness, spaciousness. go ahead and stand in front of your timeline from present time all the way back to your birth. And imagine giving her, giving him, giving who you have been all the love, blasting your timeline with this present time life force embodiment, blasting your timeline with pure love, giving yourself. Imagining yourself at 30, totally full of love. 20, totally full of love. Full, your cup is full. Your cup runneth over at 10 years old. And at birth, totally full. Notice how much you're releasing as you blast your past with energy. When you heal your past in this way, your present time energetic system, your present time makeup is completely transformed. So I want you to go for a moment, I want you to just go for a little bit of a review through your heart and through your timeline. I recently kind of hashed up some old energy because, I like to transform and dig up all the shit and transform it into light in my life and everyone else's life. That's what I really like to do. Dig up the shit and transform it into gold. So I want you to take a journey. If there's anyone that you need to forgive in your life, anyone at all, some random person from my childhood, actually not very random, but a person from my childhood recently came up really strongly where I was still holding the wounding that I had as a child from this person. So take this opportunity for a moment. Is there anyone in your past that you would like to forgive? And find them on your timeline, where they intersect on your timeline. So, to the approximate age that you were, kind of start to see them on that timeline, on your timeline. And just contemplate in present time, being right behind your eyes in the center of your head, what needs to release in you in order for you to forgive them. If it was someone that traumatized you, physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually, if they hurt you in any way, physically, emotionally, spiritually, this person hurt me pretty severely, emotionally, not severely, but I was hurt by this person. And so I want you to just contemplate and kind of check through your own skin, check through your own body. What are you holding? Where is the hurt that you are holding in relationship to this person? And for me, it's right in my heart. For me, it's shame. For me, it's I'm not good enough. For me, there's an ugly picture. I'm ugly. Going back through and really looking at what is the pain that you hold in relationship to this person that you need to forgive. Because if you just try to go shine a bunch of forgiveness on this person without releasing what they gave you, you won't be able to really forgive them. You can truly, authentically forgive somebody and let them go forever by releasing what you hold that they gave you or what manifested in that relationship. For most people, it's shame or guilt. Shame in who you are, shame that you're not good enough, or guilt in your light or your strength. Did they invalidate you in some way? Invalidation, throwing energy into somebody else's space, hurting someone emotionally, hurting someone physically, physically is a little bit different, but hurting somebody is oftentimes people will throw an invalidation into your space, and that is the hurt. Like, oh, you don't like me, or you think I'm this, or whatever. They invalidate you in some way. So go ahead and just find any invalidation that you might be holding that somebody else just wonderfully chucked into your space. You can create a rose out in front of you. And you can start to remove that invalidation. You can start to remove that shame. And as you start to remove the shame, I want you to start to just notice and track, has any pattern formed around this shame? So this event with this person that I want to forgive happened when I was 11-ish years old, 10, 11 years old. And she emotionally hurt me. And the wound, the pattern has come up in my present time reality. And so I have to start to say hello to the pattern that was created from this initial relationship. So find the pattern that was created in relationship to this wounding. And I see everything visually, so I see it as kind of this wrapped around thorny bush around this shame energy. Focus on the rose. Go ahead and just release whatever it is you're ready to release in relationship to this person that you want to forgive, or you feel like you need to forgive. Go ahead and just release more of the whatever they gave you. And do it for working on someone that you need to forgive in chunks is a really good idea, because the chances of you being able to fully just forgive someone 100% right away is pretty slim. But you being able to drop, 10% more of the shame that you're carrying from this interaction, or 10% of the pain that you inherited from your mom, or that's pretty good. And if you just keep working on it, you can chip away at it to the point where you feel like you can forgive them. But you always have to look at you, not what they did to you, but what you're still carrying. What are you carrying in relationship to that person that they gave you, or the impact that they had, and then what pattern got created around it. So just releasing any of the energy from this person into the rose. Shoot that rose out into the center of the universe and destroy it, blow it up. And then stand in front of your timeline, find this person on your timeline, and radiate love, please. Just radiate as much love as you can. Radiate love right back to this person on your timeline, to that experience. If it wasn't a single experience, just radiate right into that experience love. And love yourself in that experience. Love the other person, but really love yourself in that moment, that time. So that you are full, you are complete, you are whole, and that some part of you at that, for me, 10-year-old, will remember that I am whole, and there's no room for that pain. If you are whole at any point in your life, there's no room to take on the pain or the shame or the invalidation. There's no room for it. So let yourself be whole in that moment in relationship to the person you want to forgive. Imagine that you're completely whole and untouchable. When you are whole, you are untouchable. You are invisible and untouchable. And then radiate some love to this other person with the intention of forgiveness, please. Good. And destroy any roses you've created. Come back into present time. Okay. Shake it out, shake it out, shake, shake, shake it out. Move your hips, move your legs, move your feet, bounce a little bit. If you're still standing, if you're sitting, still shake it out. Do a shoulder shimmy. Coming on back, present time, rebirth, reset, renew. Okay. So one of the things I've noticed in this last year that I really want to acknowledge in myself and let it be okay and release the backup energy around it is there is a very big difference in relating with ourselves and our lives from the perspective of a body personality versus a spirit personality. And I have had the luxury of most of my adult life being able to, with the work that I do, I've been able to really relate to myself and the world around me from the perspective of spirit. That I am infinite, I am whole, I am powerful, and I lived in this energy. I lived in my connection to who I am as a spiritual being. And so I could create amazing things without a lot of effort and have abundance and joy. And, I've had a pretty darn good life. And I've really noticed in this last year, I've really got to have the experience of relating to myself more as a body personality than I ever have, probably since I was a teenager. And I really have gotten to realize that this is where most people spend the majority of their lives and the majority of their time. And when we relate to our lives, when we relate to ourselves from the perspective of a body personality, we are working through the ego structure. We are working through our limitations, the limitations of our physical domain. And life is a lot harder. Life is a lot harder from the perspective of the body. There are limits, there is pain, there is resistance, there are limits to the body. The spirit is the infinite part of you. There are no limits within you as a spirit. So I want you to take a little inventory, go through your relationship, your money, your business, your creativity, any aspects of your life that are important for you. And notice, you can notice in any moment, are you relating more from the perspective of the body, ego, personality? Or are you coming from the framework of who you are as an infinite spiritual being? When we relate from an infinite spiritual being, infinite essence of light, life is pretty grand and relationships are smooth and not a lot, we are whole. We truly are, there's a wholeness. The more you can relate from the framework of being a spirit within a body and not just the body, you will feel whole, you will feel complete. And from spirit, that's where you can manifest something out of nothing. So learning to manifest, learning to create your life from the perspective of spirit is so essential. And basically, the only how you do that is you spend a lot of time talking about spiritual things, and you have a spiritual practice, and you meditate, and you do yoga, and you become conscious about your life. When you become conscious about how you create your life and live your life, you are infusing it with spirit. When you have conscious conversations, when you have spiritual conversations, read spiritual books, talk to spiritual people, that's what I've gotten to do the last 15, 20 years of my life. And because of it, I've gotten to ride on some grace over the last few years as I've been birthing my babies. But this past year, one of the reasons, it's been a bit of a shake-up for me is because it's really brought me into the body personality much more. I am tired a lot. Giving birth ain't no picnic. It's really grounded me farther into my body, the physicality of my body, more than I ever have been in it before. So I'm saying this to you as a reminder. Are you living through the lens of spirit in your life? Or are you living through the lens of your body? And anywhere that you are stuck or struggling or having a hard time, you need to shift out of the lens of the body into the lens of spirit. The body is an effort and works and really has to try quite hard to manifest things and money and anything really. The body has to work a lot. But if you really start to focus on manifesting through spirit, it's through intention, it's through surrender, it's through trust. And the more you do it, the more spirit will continue to accumulate in your life. It's like a bank account. The more you trust in spirit, the more your bank account will get full. And then life will become a lot easier. If you can imagine that spirit is the whole part of you, it's the complete part of you. And can you imagine, what would you as a spirit do in relationship to your marriage, in relationship to your business, in relationship to your bank account? What would spirit do? Not your body. The body is fear-based, it is ego-based, it is self-centric, narcissistic, and really can get trapped in cycles of pain and resistance quite easily. And just want to tap out, tune out, go to bed. I became addicted to TV shows. We don't even own a TV. I haven't ever had a TV since I left my parents' house. And I have watched more shows on television via my computer. It's just this interesting dynamic. So just taking inventory of your present time reality. Where might you need to shift, bring spirit in a little bit more? Say a few more prayers. I'm a huge advocate of prayers. To what we're praying, I don't really know. Is it God, Goddess, Creator, create us, my higher self, big ball? I don't know what it is. But I really do believe that there is a higher power. There is, and it might be an accumulation of all of our wholeness. I don't know, but pray. I really recommend praying. I really recommend setting intentions. I really recommend having a practice. And that's something I started to help me shift out of this kind of body funk I was in, body identity, body ego funk I was in. I started my practice again. I had stopped after I gave birth to Amara for a while. It really, I can see how people can get kind of down and negative. So have a practice and put pleasure as a key part in your practice. You don't have to suffer. It doesn't have to be hard. If you are willing to commit to living from the perspective of who you are as a spirit, it really does not have to be hard. So taking a breath, turning towards your timeline for a moment. Imagine in this moment that you are living from who you are as spirit. Go ahead and move the body in a way to welcome spirit to descend further into your flesh. Roll those shoulders, roll those hips. Do a little dance in your skin. Feel a little bit of pleasure in that body, in this moment. Rubbing that body. Rub it, rub it, rub it, love it, love it, love it. And then when you're ready, face your timeline from present time all the way back to your birth. And I want you to breathe the energy and consciousness of spirit all the way through your timeline. Every moment, throughout your life, every breath that these lungs have taken, imagine imbuing spirit in to the consciousness of who you have been. Remember, let that part of you that has already been, let the past, remember. You can whisper to that part of you in the past at any point throughout your timeline, helping that part of you to wake up and remember. One of the quickest ways to heal in present time is to heal our past. When we heal our past, it completely transforms our present time body experience reality. I'm sitting down. Sit down if you want and blow into your past. Wholeness, light, spirit, connectivity. And then turn around or put up your line in front of you from present time all the way out to your death, please. And the same thing, blow connectivity into all of the different breaths you are going to take. Blow connectivity to your spirit, to your light, to your essence, into the feet of that body that you are going to become, so that every step you walk connected to your soul, to your wholeness, that you will always remember who you have been and always remember who you are becoming is more and more the expression of your soul. And this is how we conquer death, truly. When we fully believe and know in our hearts, in our minds, in our pelvis, in our bodies, in our cells, that we are spirit. And then we become immortal. And death no longer has power over us. Or we are not restricted by the fear of death in our lives. Imagine no longer being afraid of death. Blowing your connectivity to yourself into your future, so that in your work life, in your love life, in your creativity, in your relationships, you are full, you are whole, you are complete. You are the expression of your soul embodied in physical form. You radiate light in every direction. You are inspired. You are magnetizing. You are creative. Blow that light all the way through your timeline into your future, please. Blow the essence of your soul all the way through your timeline. And then come back to behind your eyes in the center of your head. And for this moment, in this moment of who you are in this moment in time, receive the fullness of who you are. You are whole, you are complete, you are perfect. You can have, you can receive all the love you need, you can give, you can create, you can manifest. There is no struggle. It's only belief. When you can believe in this part of yourself, you will become it. And the struggle falls away. Imagining more of your light descending into this moment. I'm going to take a moment and receive the blessing of my birth, the blessing of this light. Go ahead and everyone receive the blessing of your birth, the blessing of this lifetime. Receive it. You don't have to wait till you're on your deathbed to receive the blessing of this lifetime. It's a beautiful life. Receive it. Be in the fulfillment. You are fulfilled. You are complete. When you are in the energy of fulfillment and completion, every moment you could die. Any moment you could die and be completely at peace. When you are complete, it is like a mini death. I am complete. I am done. And then there's another rebirth. And so I begin again. Dying and being reborn. In this moment, be full, be complete. Be the fullest expression of yourself, of your soul, right now. Say hello to all of the guides cheering you on, and saying hello to all of the beings of my life that have been holding space for me my whole life. Thanking all that have held space for me, for you. Thanking all the beings that have held space for your life. Thanking your mother. I thank my mother. I thank my father. I thank my siblings. I send light and love to all of them. I thank all that come after me. I thank my children, sending them the wholeness and light. And I thank my husband as he walks next to me. I thank my soul for always being here, for always helping me to remember. I thank my heart's desire for wanting to endlessly give. May I always follow it. And may I always be fulfilled so that I may continue to give. May I always receive all that I want, need, and desire. By you stepping into your brilliance, I feel fulfilled. By you stepping into your wholeness, I feel complete. So thank you.